Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy JC here again with season 2, Wedge Concepts. Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to give you some ideas. I want to talk to you about living paycheck to paycheck and how to escape it. All right, so let's get right to it. Thank you again for stopping by my channel. I really appreciate it. I appreciate you. And like I mentioned in this video, I'm just going to go over and discuss this paycheck to paycheck living and how, if it is possible, how to escape it. All right. So I got a few things for you. So I'm sure you'll find this useful. I hope you do. So let's just go ahead and get right to it. All right. So the research that I did, I found that studies have shown that roughly 70% of people live paycheck to paycheck. And when I say paycheck to paycheck, I mean that they're just basically one paycheck away from being broke, right? So if you were to not receive one paycheck, yeah, your life's getting cut off. That's just the way it is. Now, if for whatever reason you're able to, if you have emergency fund and you're able to sustain, that's great. But when you're living paycheck to paycheck, it's like you're living in the moment. You know what I mean? You only have enough money to get by for the next 2 weeks of your life. You understand what I'm saying? Living paycheck to paycheck makes folks worry. You know, it causes stress. Each week, you're trying to figure out if I'm going to make it or how am I going to get by. And obviously, if you're living paycheck to paycheck, then your savings isn't really increasing. And you definitely, aren't investing. And let's just keep it honest, keep it 100. This can lead to serious depression, mental issues. Of course, it impacts your credit score. When you can't make your bills. Oh, promo, broke budgeting, 5 simple strategies. I just published it. Just got the first copy. Yeah, go ahead and check it out. I'm gonna put a link in the description below. Go ahead and check it out. It's some good strategies in here. Oh, it's my book, if you didn't know. Back to the subject at hand. So, you live in paycheck to paycheck. You're not able to pay your bills. Your credit score goes down because you're missing payments. And then, of course, what always happens, that one emergency, someone slams into the back of your car, and now you got to pay that $500 deductible. So now, what do you do? So all of these things are happening, but what I've noticed is that a lot of people that I've spoken to, they don't necessarily have a plan with actually how to escape it. So I decided to do some research, come up with some things that'll make it easier for you so you don't have to research it yourself. Now, one of the ways that can help you escape that paycheck to paycheck, which I think is most obvious, is that you need to increase your income. Now, I don't know what field you work in. I don't know where your passion is. But if the industry that you're in, if the job that you're doing is not giving you enough money, you're not earning enough, you're going to have to earn some more income. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that you need to, quit your job and change careers, which might not be a bad thing. But you want to go ahead and pick up a side gig. So now here's my thing about side gigs. And we're in a pandemic, but this was my idea before the pandemic. if I'm gonna have a side gig or a part-time job, that means I'm doubling down in a system that doesn't work, which means that even the money you get, they're gonna tax more of it, right? But I would rather have a side gig that I can do from home, from the comfort of my own home. So I started doing research to try to figure out, what kind of side jobs or gigs can turn, supplement your income that you can find at home. And so the best one that I found is two. But the best one, I believe, is how you can actually be an online tutor of math and English for children overseas. And when I looked online, it looks like they can pay anywhere between $12 and $15 an hour. And the hours are sweet because, there's a 12 to 13 hour difference between us and, China overseas, depending on, where you're going. So that means that theoretically you could actually work till 5, get home at 6, eat, relax, do whatever you got to do. And then at 8 o'clock, you can get online and teach for 2 hours or an hour or whatever the case may be. So I think that's pretty sweet. The other thing that I saw, that was to do a training course, but let's back up. So we got to make sure that, this is just my opinion, if you're going to do something that's a side hustle or extra money, make sure it's something that, again, my opinion, that you somewhat like to do. You understand what I'm saying? So even if it's doing hair, if you want to cut grass, shovel, whatever, here's the thing. If you want to go the route where you're performing a service and it's a service base, you got to incorporate that. You got to create an LLC. Turn that puppy into a business. Even if you're doing hair, just think about this. Depending on what state you live, or what state you live in, you can go to LegalZoom and you can take care of all this stuff. Get incorporated for like $300, $400, depending. Make sure you get your business license. Get a checking account, business checking account as well. But then you can start writing off stuff for your business. So just think about the side hustles that you do: printing t-shirts, doing nails, barber, cutting grass, whatever, power wash. Just make sure that you incorporate that so you can get the benefit and actually become a business owner. And I'm going to do a lot of videos on starting your own business, but definitely want to do that. All right, let's keep this puppy going. The second thing, that's what I was saying. So the first thing was to, my favorite was to be a tutor. The other thing was to, go on Fiverr, Fiverr, Fiverr. That's where you can be a freelancer and you can, whatever you're good at, you can get your services. Editing, writing, web design, whatever. Just go on the website, see what people are offering. I've seen people do logos, update resumes. Just find something you like. Again, look for something that you can do at home, right? Because again, it's a pandemic, but find something where you can chill in your own clothes and your pajamas if you want to. All right. Now the second thing, so the first one is to increase your income. The second thing is that you gotta start a budget. Speaking of budget, look. Broke budgeting, right? 5 simple strategies. Get yourself a copy. All right. So, a budget is nothing more than a systematic approach, right, to the way you manage money. You may have to reduce your spending as far as, when you eat out. You may decide to, cook at home, or, you may want to just avoid, any kind of new debt. So if you're getting ready to, you may have to postpone a vacation, not get that new car, just put that stuff on hold. But you want to have a budget and you want to know where your money is going. And systematically, you're telling it where to go. All right. Of course, another step is that you want to understand your spending habits. So understand, meaning that you're tracking it. You're actively tracking where your money is going. You're looking back at your transactions each month, each week to see where your money is going. Why are you spending this much money here? Why are you eating out this amount of time? I mean, this many times a week. Why do you have to get gas so often? You understand? So why do you have to get these new pair of shoes? Understanding your spending habits. Have you always been spending like this? Do you have a problem? But you really want to understand why you're spending the way you're spending and why you aren't saving. Where's your money going? Maybe you're just, loaning out your money to folks. Folks know you got it like that. So every week, folks are hitting you up asking to borrow money. I don't know. Another important thing that I found is that, there are people who want to compete or at least try to keep up with the Joneses, right? They compare themselves to their friends, to society, social media. Don't compare yourself. You're not living like that, especially on your salary or how much money you're earning. You're not living like that. Eventually you will, but not right now. So don't try to compare yourself with other people. Don't try to compete. Don't try to because they got the latest. It doesn't really matter, especially if you don't have any savings. And again, you're one paycheck away from being broke. Why would you spend that extra $300 on that? Okay. Another tip. You want to make sure that if you are using credit cards, that you are using them responsibly. Now, what do I mean by that? You want to make sure that you use your credit cards like it's a debit card. Meaning that if I'm going to use my credit card, I can actually pay it off at the end of the month. I'm not talking about paying, the minimum $25 or $35. I'm talking about if you're going to go to AutoZone because you need some new windshield wipers and they're $25 for a pair or whatever, and you use your credit card, you should have $26 in your checking account so that you can pay for that. You understand? So let's just make sure you use your credit cards responsibly. So that way you're just not adding on to your debt. You're not overspending and living outside of your means. Now, the last step I think is kind of the easiest, which is to just automate your savings. Meaning that as soon as you get paid, you can have it set up so that 10%, 5%, 3% of your money actually goes directly to your savings account. It won't even hit your checking account. And this will kind of get you in the habit where you don't even have to worry about it. Now, of course, I know how much I get paid. So if I put $50 to my savings account every pay period, I'm going to know it's there. I'm going to see it when I log into my app. But the idea is that obviously, by it going there directly, hopefully you'll start to manage what's in your checking account and avoid going into your savings. All right. So that's just a few things that I picked up, that I've researched, that I've saw where, if you're living paycheck to paycheck, you really gotta, it boils down to two things. Either you need to increase your income or you need to reduce your spending. It really is that simple. So just reflect on it, think about it. Check out Fiverr, okay? Check out these online tutorings for English and math. I think you'll be surprised what they got out there. All right. So check out my book, Broke Budgeting: 5 Simple Strategies. Do me a favor. Do not click the subscribe button. Do not click the like button. But do me a favor. Take this information, share it, use it, apply it. Let other folks know about it. All right. And let's build something together. Okay? Peace.